Hello, hello, hello again, my lovelies. Welcome back to another Velvet Twilight Candy Shop stream. I am your bunny girl hostess and the store owner of this establishment, Genevieve Mocha. Hello, everybody. It's been a minute. It has been some time now. I hope you're all doing all right today. Alright, as you can see, we're back at it again with some more with another speed draw video. Well, not speed draw video, excuse me. No. We're continuing on the illustration of Duncan Cains right here. Now, this is what our finished sketch project was before. However, after looking at it now, I need to do something. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm just gonna straight up and say it. I don't like it. It needs a redo. And that's exactly what I did, is made a redo of this pose. And it reaffirmed myself that I'm better off just starting up the poses on traditional paper and then bringing it to the internet. Because that's always, not bringing it to the internet, bringing it to Clip Studio, because that's always how I've been doing it before. Even when I started, like, in the beginnings of digital arts, I actually what I would usually do is sketch the picture, take a picture of it, and then upload it to Clip Studio, and then make some adjustments, like clipping them and moving the parts, and then do another sketch on top of it, and then start doing my line art and colors and all that good stuff. That's how I usually do it when it comes to my art process. So yeah, that's how I do things. So now I'm gonna actually now I'm actually gonna do it again. Redo this pose again, but something different. Like legit, looking at it now, it's not what I'm envisioning, so we're just gonna get rid of all these. Okay, yeah, and this is the base where I'm using for this. Yeah, this right here is what we're gonna. This is the new one. It still needs some changes, but it's a lot better than the one that I had originally made. I just need to work on changing the pants and pretty much making him more lean towards. So with that being said, let's get started. Yeah, so there's some fine adjustments I can do. So we'll get started on that. But first things first, I need to find my phone real quick. Alright, I found it! I wanted to check the volume on stream real fast. Let me see. You know, I think this is fine. Yeah, we're good. Alrighty, get my pen. Yeah, let me get my... Ah, jeez, my ear. Ugh. And then let me do something else real quick. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Alrighty. Alright, now let's get started on redoing this pose. Like, I have a pose reference, it's just not looking like it. So I did a sketch version, and then I'm just gonna make adjustments before I get to the final, final work. So let me just make a new font. Oh. Alright, let me... So much stuff. My desk is a mess, I'll tell you what. Yeah, my desk is a mess, I tell y'all what. I need to do a little cleaning in my room and my desk, because it is a mess. Earrings everywhere. Ugh. They need to go back to my jewelry box. And by jewelry box, I mean just a plastic container with drawers in it. Not much of a jewelry container. But a jewelry container, nevertheless. I want a nicer looking jewelry container, to be fairly honest with y'all. Kind of like one of those wooden boxed ones. Those kinds of jewelry containers. That would be nice to have. But nah, I need them funds. I need them funds to get that kind of jewelry container. Turning my monitor. Wait, first let me change this. This is my pencil, right? Yep. And then I'm using this. And then I'm gonna lower this right here. While using this and looking at my reference, I'm gonna make adjustments to it right now. Actually, for starters, hold on, wait. I can already tell the legs are a little off. Nevertheless, oh. Hold on, wait. My phone's telling me that it's dying and needs extra, and it needs extra attention. There we go. Sorry, so many distractions. Okay. My phone's telling me that it's dying and needs oh jeez. Extra. Ah, jeez. There we go. I don't have my other monitor I don't have two. Oh, well, technically, I do have two monitors. Just one's for strictly for gaming. So I don't know. I need a. What I really would like is another computer monitor so I can extend the window so I'll be able to put a stream on one side and then my progress on the other side. So it'll make things a little more easier. To say the least. I mean, like, right now it's fine, but it would be nice. Alrighty, so... So, I lower the oh, let me lower this a little bit more. Okay, now we can... So, the head is fine. It's just the body that I don't like. Now I need something sharper than this. Yeah, this one. Excuse me. Alright, so... Obviously, I'm putting the hand on the hip, because that's the new change to it, is just the hand on the hip. There you go. Let me lower this a little bit more. Since it doesn't, like, make me go along with it. There you go. Let me... Oh wait. I should pop out a book. I've been actually going over my art basics. And actually sat down and read some of my books that I've been reading so I can improve my poses. Let me... Okay, so, like, even though we do have, like, we can look up stuff on the internet, I prefer, like, going through the book. Yeah, I prefer, like, reading the book about these things, because it's a lot more fun when I have a book. Yeah, it's a lot more fun when I have a book in hand. And plus, even as a kid, I liked reading a lot, so... Hold on. Where is the chest area? I would turn on my camera so I can show y'all the book that I have, but nah. That'll just take time. Let me see. Ah. There it is. Found my page. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah, sometimes drawing anatomy can be rough for me. Like, I think I know, but I don't. Alright, so... Mm. Hmm. Where's my... Oh! Wrong button. No, what I'm trying to look for is this. Alright. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, that's not it. Okay, let me try this instead. Go a little broader on this. Like, the legs for sure need to be changed, so... There you go. So, like, I have the head right here, so hold on. Measuring something. Don't have my ruler on me. 2, 3. Okay. It should be like 3, so about 3. 2. Hold on. One, two. All right, 1, 2, 3. Wait, let me still write this. Let me just measure the head really fast. Ooh. Still that. There you go. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, Jesus. Trust me, this is part of the process, I promise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 6.5, right? Yeah, it's 6.5. Like I said, I can't measure for shit without a ruler. Alright, I'm just leaving that there. All I know is that the pants, the interset should start right here for sure. And this is where the waist should be at. So that means... There we are. Alright. Ah, jeez. Me, nope. Oh wait, there we go. Me trying to overthink this. Just make it as... Let me just hide this entirely. Actually, no. No. Oh, I do need to lower this bottom part a little bit. Hold on. Just the canvas. I can also do this too while I'm at it. Ah. Make it a little thinner. There we go. Yeah, because Duncan's legs are a little long. Although he is a bit short compared to his friend. we go. Yeah, this is ours starting to look a little better. So, yeah, the bottom looks a lot better. Let me just put this on top. Yeah, this is the pose looks a lot better than my sketch and the first attempt that I made back long ago. And once again, I'm sorry about last week. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, once again, I'm sorry about last week's rainstorms. Getting sick was not doing me good. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. Yeah, getting sick. Yeah, getting sick was not fun. It was definitely not part of my bingo card for that month, so it's I'm a lot better now. Though speaking of thunderstorms, speaking of thunderstorms, we do got well, I won't say much, but we have a lot of rains happening where I'm living at. So if when next week rolls around, you probably might see it you'll probably see announcement for just straight gorilla streams for probably the next 2 weeks, because God knows what that weather is gonna be like. So I'm gonna try and stream as much as I can during the time, but no guarantees like I'll actually make that happen. Okay, I definitely don't. Let me just... Alright, so... hand's a little too big. wait. Let me see something. Maybe lean it back a little bit. There you go. Alrighty. Hold on. Okay, maybe it's not really the elbow that's the issue, but the hand. Like, do you ever see someone be able to put their hands on their hips like that? Nah, I gotta change the... I gotta change the hands. Wrong hands. Yeah, I gotta change the hands a little bit and change it to something else. There you go. What could I change the hand to? Exactly. Alright. Time to seek wisdom from the Book of Knowledge. And no, I am not using a search engine. I'm looking through the Book of Knowledge. I am a very knowledgeable bunny. Yeah, I am a very knowledgeable bunny. I do not need no search engines. I have the Book of Knowledge. Yes, it is a real thing. You should go to Raya. They have those. Actually, don't go to Raya. You'll be die. You might be killed on sight. But yes, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's totally a thing. So, anyways, Book of Knowledge. Okay, let me try this. It's pretty much the same thing, but inside I changed some stuff. Okay. I think right here. Turn this down. Let me see something. I actually need to make the hands a little longer. It's too short. Except for this side. This side, though, I need to make it a little taller. Or maybe it doesn't need to be a little taller. Yeah, just a little bit taller. Hold on. Let me... Okay, so this is that. Actually, let me finish this. Okay. And now I'm going to get actual detail on this one, because it looks like this right now, but... Hold on. This is just for me to understand what I'm doing with this side. Yeah, the middle finger. Okay. You know, it's fine. Need to... Let me... Okay, this side definitely needs to get a bigger hand. And I can merge this together. So, okay, so now... To be by lasso. I did wrong. To be by lasso. Probably right about... Let me see... Right about here. Right here. Alright. Alrighty. And actually, hold on. I'm gonna bring the entire body shifted down and make the neck a little longer because it's kind of short too. Yeah, for some reason when I sketch these, I tend to make my necks a little too small. Probably because I'm doing a guy, not a girl. Because I would. Well, actually, no. That's just a running issue with me. For sure, for sure. Ah, Jesus. There we go. Yeah, that's just a running issue for me. Is like I make short necks and it's not and that's not right. Where is... Yeah, I just need to raise the neck a little bit. I think I could do that, but I could raise the head a little bit by moving the picture. I got the body thing down now. There you go, yeah. Wonder if it's too long now. I think I'll leave. I think that's... This is... Or, let me look at it one more time. There you go. I like these adjustments so much better than how I did before. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is so much better than the first one and my actual redo sketch. The neck's a lot larger. I adjusted the hands. I pretty much changed my... I essentially changed my reference sheet into something completely different. Now, you're all probably wondering, Jim, you know you could just use the... If you want to get, like, that exact pose, you could just always just, like, you know, use that reference sheet and... Well, Well, yeah. Jim, you know you could use that reference sheet and, like, and get, like, the body trace on top of the reference sheet and then do it like that. That would be easier. Like, I'm not... Now, let me make my stance clear. I don't... When I hear trace... When I use tracing, it's for literal... Well, yeah, okay, let me explain myself on my stance on tracing. Tracing other people's work is bad, but if you're, like, tracing to get, like, the body... Like, the pose right, like, you're just trying to, like... Like, using Duncan, for example, I'm gonna make a... There you go. Yeah, let me make myself clear. So, when I hear the word tracing, what my initial thought is about tracing is, like, literally just, like, you know, like, essentially copying what... Hold on, wait. I'm gonna use Duncan as an example. I'll get rid of it later. I'm using his body as an example. I actually need to merge these two anyways. Okay, then I'm gonna put this right here. Alright. So. Like, lately there's been a lot of talk about... Ah, Jesus. There you go. So, when I hear the word tracing, my initial thought of tracing is like, you're pretty much like copying... Ah, there you go. Okay. When I hear tracing, you're pretty much like copying off of the piece, per se. Yeah. Well, let me think how I'm supposed to... what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so... You're all probably wondering how come I don't just, like, use the reference, put the reference sheet under, and then try to get the pose by, like, literally doing it, like, this way. Yeah. I'm not good at explaining it with words, so usually I just do it like this to... Yeah, usually I have to, like, show it. Like, you're all probably wondering, wouldn't it be better to do it, like, get the reference sheet, put it on top, and then trace on top of it to, like, get the pose of it? Yeah, to get the pose of it right. Well, yes, I could do that. Yeah, yes, I could do it like that. But sometimes in the middle of it, every time I just, like, look at the reference sheet that I'm tracing on top of it, I feel like I just want to change the reference sheet entirely. Like, and plus finding reference sheet is actually harder than it looks, unless you're, like, using yourself as a model, like your IRL self as a model, because that's sometimes I do. I often, like, change my minds about how I want my characters to look like. So, like, for instance, I have a picture of my reference is just a guy literally putting his hands on his pocket. It's actually a picture of my friend who has his hands on his pocket. I asked him to do this for me. And, so that's why you're not probably seeing the reference sheet right now. Because it's a picture of my friend. I don't want to get him in trouble. So, yeah. It's him with his hands in his pocket. Like, at first I was like, alright, let's do it like that. But then after, like, coming back to it after, like, stream, I'm like, I want to change it. So, yeah. I still find reference sheet very, very useful. The thing is, I tend to, like, not try to make it exactly like the reference sheet. If you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, it would be easier to just, like, put the reference sheet on the bottom, lower the opacity, and then just, like, get, like, the pose right. Yeah, like what I just did as an example, just to get the pose right. But for me, it's like that would be easier, but at the same time, for me, it's like, nah, I want to try some. I change my minds too often, and I overthink things. So instead of like me just like straight up copying the pose, I usually just like make adjustments to it to give it like my own unique style of it. If you probably understand what I mean. And plus, when it comes to tracing, I don't really prefer tracing like, yeah, I don't prefer like doing the tracing thing like just to get the pose in, because I just feel bad if it looks like exactly like the reference sheet. Like, I use my own reference sheet, and I do look for poses like online, but when it comes down to it, I just don't like making it exactly like the picture. Because sometimes I might not be feeling it anymore, so I need to change it, so yeah. And another thing about tracing is, and another thing about tracing is I really don't appreciate it, like, when people, like, straight up, like, unless the person themselves says that you can use this reference sheet for your work. Like, they give you full permission. If you just, like, start tracing something that's, like, almost the exact same image of it, like, every detail of it is, like, you're just tracing on top of it, that I'm not okay with. That's another reason why I'm, like, sometimes I like to veer off from the tracing process, because I don't want to be copying off of someone else's work. Rather if it's a picture or, like, literally IRL stuff, I don't like copying off of people's work, because it's just, like, messed up. You know, unless there's like permission, then maybe I could. But for me, per se, I for one, just like straight up, do not want to like straight up trace on top of it. I've done it before. Well, yeah, I done it a long time ago because my friend told me to try that to get like the pose right. But then I look at it and I'm like, I don't like it. I just didn't like it, so. Instead, what I usually do is essentially I would get my reference sheet, put it on one side of the monitor, and then just glance at it from that. Like, I don't just go every detail of it, but like I just try to understand how it's like structured and try to do it like that and make adjustments to it. To where I like it. If you understand what I'm saying. Maybe not, but yeah, that's my stance on tracing. Like, I can see why people use it for practice purposes, or if they're trying to get the pose right. But for me, yeah, I understand if it's training purposes and, like, you want to get the pose right. But for me, I try not to do that unless it's, like, hands. Because I still can't draw hands right. But even then, I'm still trying to learn how to, like, draw hands without using a reference. Or without trying to trace it, or let alone use a reference. Because literally, I got my own hand. I can just look at it. Or if I'm literally, like, on my sketchbook, and my friend, one of my coworkers are, like, in front of me, I asked them if I could borrow their hands for a second for a pose. And most of the time, they said, alright. And then other times, they gave me a funny look before I just back away. Believe it or not, I do be asking people to do a pose for me, so I can, like, get it right for my own art pieces. So yeah, that's pretty much my stance on, like, tracing. For, like, research purposes, or like trying to get the poses like the one like what I did just there. If you're like trying to get the pose for it, I'll like, okay, I understand. But maybe it's just a me thing, but I don't like to do the whole tracing thing unless it's for like hands and stuff. Unless it's for like hands, because it's easy to do it like that way, but you won't unless you're trying to like understand the how the pose works. Then I really don't think I need to. I really don't think I want to trace the reference sheet. Like, not at all. Nah, fam. Nah. When I'm trying to use a photo reference, I want to understand how it's made, like how is it structured, and if I was like there in real life, yeah, if I was like there in real life, how would it look in a different angle? That kind of understanding. That's why I don't like usually trace anymore. Yeah, that's why I don't. Well, not just anymore, but I just never trace at all. Unless, like I said, unless it's hands, I don't really trace. I need to understand it by just by looking at the image from one side and then trying to like draw it essentially. So yeah, and plus I change my mind too often. So yeah, that's my stance. All right, thanks for coming to my Gem Mocha TED Talk. Let's keep going, shall we? Because I actually want to adjust this. Or... yeah. The reason why I bring this up, because apparently... on social media, there's been like a debate about how tracing is defined again. And when I think about it, I'm like, ugh. Like again, no shade to anybody who does trace it if you're trying to learn the pose, or like you're trying to get the pose. It's just not how I like to want to learn my reference sheets. And no, I do not appreciate anybody who traces like every detail of someone's work and then not give proper credit. Yeah. I don't appreciate anyone who just traces the exact image. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't appreciate anybody who traces the exact image of someone's work. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't appreciate anybody who traces the exactly everything from someone's work just to pass it as your own. And always ask people for if they want to use your reference, or if you could use their reference. So yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, for those who traces for learning the pose, I respect y'all, but I respect y'all wishes. But if y'all straight up like tracing someone's good work, no, you already know we're not gonna fly together. And always ask for permission for reference sheets. Well, yeah, for reference pics. Yeah. Okay, for real, that's the end of my TED Talk. It would have been a lot better if I wrote down my stance, but I just wanted to get that. I just wanted to get it out of my chest. And like tell y'all my thoughts about this whole thing, about the whole tracing debates. I am curious why this whole thing started, but nah. It's best to just stay in my lane. Alrighty, so... I'm actually gonna lower the opacity for this, and then start putting the clothes on. Oh, was checking something. Okay. Oh, no, no, no. I'll leave the head the same. I'm just gonna start doing the clothes. I'm gonna throw this away. On some lighter... On a lighter note, I've already told you that I've decided to go back to the basics. And I even laid out a little format for how I color my stuff, how I color my characters for like these future reference. Sorry, I'm thinking. But yeah, I've actually decided to like re-teach myself some things that I may have forgotten and try to learn how to like do better at coloring. Because I think the last good piece that I've done before, it was a fan art of a streamer, of a VTuber that I liked. Let me see. Oh gosh, it's not there. Fudge. Oh, it's right there. Here it is. There it is. Yeah, this is the last piece I've done for a VTuber. I'm sure you probably recognize who this person is. But yeah, this is the last thing I've done. And what I normally do when I like finish a piece and stuff is like I would observe what I've done. Like for this one, I didn't really. I made my outline thinner so it wouldn't be so noticeable. So yeah. But with this new age of this term that I have not familiarized completely with myself. Rendering, was it? I actually want to learn how to master that. Because like I have never heard the term rendering before, and I'm like, for at least for art reasons, like I have not heard the term rendering before in a long time. Maybe it's like a new, apparently it was like a new starting slang that happened while I was like busy with my other stuff before I came back to streaming. But yeah, ever since I heard that, I was like, what in the world is that? But apparently it's just like a new form. It's just like another way of saying like colorization, adding details to it. And then a lot of people started veering off from the outline stuff. Now, though, for all y'all who do like not outline, line art. Excuse me. Like for all y'all who still do line artwork for your pieces, kudos to y'all. But there's been like a lot of other people who like been veering off from it and try to like make it like a straight up painting, which looks super duper dope. So that's what I was doing that's how I started mine. Like I'll still do line art, but I'll probably just make it thin, unless I make it like very, very cartoonish. Cause that's how I used to do it, was like I had thick line art, but they were so cartoonish that it made a lot of sense. Now let me get started on this collar before I yap too much. Actually, hold on. Well, oh yeah, no, the art, redoing my art basics. Yeah, so yeah, I decided to redo it and then reteach myself some of the basics that I might have forgotten. And one of the important basics that I've decided to learn these days is like yeah, one of the basics that I have started like reteaching myself is how I color my color process. Yeah. Like here, like I could even show you. I still have it right next to me. So like right here, this is how we're gonna do like the coloring process for like this part of Duncan's illustration. Like my thing was like anime cell shading type shift with a little bit of softness from here and there. And then my actual coloring process was watercolors. Like even now as I look at it, I know for a fact I'm gonna need to try to go a little deeper on watercolor. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. But I might do something a little different with the cell shading on this one, cause I do have some like soft edges. I do add some soft edges on certain parts, but most what I'm trying to do is try to make some hard edges for everything else. But for here, I could already tell you that it's just the highlight is gonna be the first highlight right here is gonna be hard edges. The second highlight is just gonna be soft edges. But probably like won't be like too soft, but like, you know, it's just like it's there. But we'll have to see. All right, back to this. Oh wait, you know I should be doing. There you go. Um, Actually, nah. Now I think about it, I do use 3D models. Yeah, I just now remember something. I do use my I do technically trace using 3D models, but but even then it's still something different. Like, no shade to no shade to Clip Studio, but I have like this ideal image of how my characters is gonna look like, so I'm not like I'm still not entirely like I'm still not entirely shading. It's just more like I'm making altercations. And also still understanding like which part is which. Like I said, I'm trying to reteach myself how to fudge. I'm trying to reteach myself the basics. So even then, I still sometimes I might still trace again, but most of the time it just won't be the same thing. Because there's always gonna be something that I don't like, and I said, and my little head is like, all right, I don't like it, so I'll do this instead. Mm. Hmm. Let me get rid of this. There you go. This is getting in my way. I made it too fat. Let me... I'm actually doing this all wrong. No, I'm gonna make another so I can... That's starting to look a lot better. I'm doing it all wrong. Ugh, making the collars. Yeah, I'm making the short sleeve collars. I think it was like right here. Ooh. There you go. All right. Add a new layer so I can indicate. Yeah. Let me see. Alrighty. Actually, I need to make it this low because you can't see the pants opening. Like, probably except for this part right here. And that's just like a little bit of smudge. Make it a little longer. I got the proportions. Proportions a little right. Actually, all right. It wasn't. Yeah. No, I got it wrong. It's just you could barely see the belt was what it was. And also, alright. Yeah, I need this. There you go. Ah, fudge. Just erase this. There we go. Ah! I didn't mean to erase that part, but whatever. Also, this needs to get raised up. I believe the pants looks alright. Headless Duncan. Haha. Alright, there's something else I wanted to do. Was, okay, it was 6. Just gonna lower the opacity a little bit on this one, and then... There you go. And this other side, just gonna be a little bit right here. Okay. There we are. Now I don't like this. Now I don't like this side. Fudge. Alright, it was 6, right? So I'm just gonna erase this part. Got it? This was for the, yeah. So there's that. Oh, too close. Alrighty, so... I'm actually gonna... There you go. Just a nice little line on the chest. Ooh, my legs. I've been at this for a while now. What is... They were almost at 2 hours? Dang. Still haven't finished refixing this. But we're actually almost done. Did I ever add anything new to the other thing? No, I didn't. But I did want to add some stuff. But I think I'll do that when I start rendering. I think y'all like it. I think I'll add it onto here so I can remind myself. Where is? Ooh. There you go. Yeah, this is something I'm adding for myself. There we go. So there's that. That's just a sneak peek, but you'll see. You'll have to wait till next week if I come back to it when I do this. There we go. All right. Actually. There you go. Did ease out? I just had to say it. Every time I do this. I literally have to say it. So y'all know that Duncan has an oversized shirt, and I don't think he's ever gonna get right. Mm. Alrighty. Okay, so adding this one, I'm just gonna refine this. And I'm actually gonna do the details on that one. Hold on. Hold on. Which one was the pants? Was it this one? I'm actually gonna erase this part a little bit because I need to focus on the hands. Alright. The hand looks a little better now. Don't look at it. Don't stare at it. You're gonna see it again, but just don't stare at it. Making me self-conscious. There you go. Alrighty. Okay. Now I can bring this back. Cause I'm not actually gonna I'm not actually gonna freaking retrace it. I'm just gonna add on the hair on top of it and then just finish do adjustments on the eyes. But I think I'll do that after I use the restroom really fast. I'll be right back. Oh. Hold on. Real quick. There it is. I'll be right back. I'm back. Alright, let's get this head finished. Woo, my goodness. Alright, so... Where is... Oh, there it is. Another. Oh, I never did indicate the ears. I should have done that when I was drawing this, drawing Duncan. Ah, Jesus. I'll just make the... I have to remember to make the brows a little smaller. There you go. Too thick. There you go. There we are. There you go. Wait. There we are. There we are. We're almost getting close to finishing the redo. I'm telling you, the moment I finish, like, once I've, like, finish this, once I finish this and then another piece of him in my watercolor style, once I finish this, y'all better be ready for the amount of Duncan art that I'm about to unleash. Because right now I'm not really drawing much. I am working on doing some fan art sometime soon, but right now I'm just a little bit. I'm just waiting patiently for the day I can just actually do my OCs, or excuse me, not OCs, my patrons. I want to draw my patrons so much so that I'm trying to hold back on. That I'm trying to hold back on doing like the patron art. Like I kid you not, I really want to do more art with Duncan and many of the other patrons, but since we are making this like a little mini series, I have to learn to hold back. Oh boy, when we're done with Duncan, ooh. I can't wait for I can't wait for it. There you go. There you go. Mm. Oh, no, it's at 10. You know what? Just cause. I'll do the other side, the eye. Alright. I'm still on 13, right? Alrighty. Just the ears a little bit. Nah, I could do the... Ooh. Let me... Let me try this so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah, I literally cannot see what I'm doing. I doubt these will get very much up close screen time, but there you go. Oh, jeez. Alright. Erase. There you go. Alrighty. I should have kept my old sketch so we could do the before and after. Because, my goodness! Wait! I forgot. I didn't do the shoes yet. God dang it! This would have been a perfect ending to the stream. Alright, let me check something really fast. Alright, we're still good for now. Let me do the shoes really fast. Shoes aren't really that. The shoes shouldn't take too long. Where is... There we go. There you go. There you go. Like I said, it doesn't take too fast. They're slip-ons. Alrighty. As I was saying before, I had forgotten a certain something. There you go. Oh wait, actually, hold on. One more time. Or actually... There you go. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna... There you go. Because I'm pretty much done with it. Should probably make it a little bit more thinner. There we go. Alrighty. Now, as I was saying before I wanted to do some edits, I kind of wish I kept the old sketch. We can always just look back at it on previous streams. But... Or, I'll do you one better. Hold up. I was just about to say, I kind of wish we could look at the previous sketch, but I could look it up if I can, because the last stream it kind of butchered. So let me see. Let me see. Wait, that's not it. There it is. Alright, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Where's my keyboard? Where did I drop it again? I found it. There you go. I found it. Now, let me just take a screenshot real fast. I'm gonna be right back. There you go. Exit out of that. Alrighty. Let me see. Where is it? Is this it? Wrong one! Where's the print screen? Ah, fudge. I gotta do it again. Because I really want y'all to see a subtle difference. Okay. Try this again. I'm pulling it up. Okay, there it is. Okay, let me pull... Alright. Yeah. I just want you to look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This... Wait. Yeah. Look at this. This right here was our first attempt. This was our first attempt right here. Look at this. Look at it. And then look at this gorgeous man next to him. Like, look at this. Now this is something I can approve of. Yeah, right here, this right here, I like this much better than this. That one, the leg looks weird, the proportions looks off. I don't know about it, but I didn't like it. This one's a lot more better. So much better. This is so better. A lot better. I might need to lower this leg though. Now that I'm looking at it. But we'll save that for tomorrow, but... Oh yeah, we'll save that for next week. But yeah, this is so much better than... Oh. Yeah, this is so much better than this other one right here, alright? It's a lot better. But yeah, I just want y'all to see that the redo was worth it. I should have used the stream just straight color, but you know what? We can save them for next week. Anyways, I believe that's all for tonight's stream. So, thank you all so much for coming to today's art stream for Project OC. If you enjoy what I do and like what you see, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos and streams. So tomorrow we'll be right back at it again on the Final Fantasy grind. We'll definitely be hitting up the new, well, not really new, but the reoccurring event that's happening, the Final Fantasy 11 collaboration event. We'll do it on KC side, and then before we start our roulettes, and then after those two, Saturday is still possible. Possible, not possible, we don't know, but I can already tell you this, I'm gonna go back to Kingdom Hearts again for Saturday, so yeah, that's gonna be the plan first for the rest of the week. And then I've already said it before, for the next 2 weeks after this, that I'll probably just pop up with random gorilla streams due to the 2-week-long rain that's happening. So... And when it rains, it messes up the internet. So I wish it wasn't like this, but you know, it is what it is. I'll just find a way to still stream before that happens. So yeah. With all that being said and done, Velvet Twilight is now closed for the night. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely night. And please do come again. Bye bye, everyone.